Good morning. Thank you for being with us on THV 11, streaming on THV 11 Plus. I'm Karen Fuller.
I'm Hayden Balgavy. Happy Monday morning, everybody. Meteorologist Tracy Bean here to break down your forecast. And she is also taking over the roads this morning because Ashley King is off this week. But I'll tell you, Tracy, what is it? 6 o'clock and it's 77 degrees outside. It's going to be hot today.
It's going to be hot out there. We do have a weather impact alert starting out this morning. Just taking a look at the 430 River Ridge. I want to start with some just serene, just enjoy this beautiful view because we're going to heat things up pretty quickly. Again, looking at that beautiful sunrise this morning, already working on the bridge there, making sure that extra lane is safe for the traffic that is about to get going this morning. We are, like Hayden said, at 77 degrees. We're seeing that southwesterly flow around 7 miles per hour at a really steamy 90% humidity. It's already a little thick this morning. We are under that area of high pressure ridge. Again, that heat dome, if you will. We've got, of course, all of that going over, again, this ridge of high pressure and trapping all of that really hot air to us all together all week long. So we'll continue to be very warm, but that southerly flow not really bringing in a ton of moisture, although we do have a slight chance for a few very light scattered showers as we're heading into different parts of the week on Thursday and maybe even on the 4th. But again, don't panic because I think it's going to be very light, if anything. But we do have our weather impact alert again, just making sure that we are just keeping safe and drinking that water, taking those breaks and limiting that outdoor activity, and of course keeping an eye on each other and our pets.
New fighting between the U.S. and Iran is now raising new questions about the fragile peace agreement. Both sides have carried out new strikes after Iran targeted ships in the Strait of Hormuz last week. CBS correspondent Bradley Blackburn has more.
A U.S. official tells CBS News talks are set to continue between the U.S. and Iran and that the two nations will stand down after trading strikes over the weekend. Early Sunday, Iran launched missiles and drones toward American military sites in Bahrain, damaging this apartment building and Kuwait, prompting warning sirens. A U.S. official says there were no impacts to American personnel and assets. The attack came a day after the U.S. carried out strikes on Iranian missile and drone launch sites in response to Iran's attack on ships in the Strait of Hormuz last week.
If the Iranian regime thinks for a second that President Trump is going to stand by while Iran continues to attack international shipping without a response, or our bases without a response, they're sadly mistaken.
President Trump warned on social media the U.S. may be forced to militarily complete the job that we very successfully started, just a week after he signed a memorandum of understanding at Versailles. That agreement kicked off 60 days of talks to end the war and the crucial reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. But lawmakers from the president's own party voiced concerns over Iran's ability to hold up its end of the deal.
Well, I just simply don't trust the Iranian leadership, the mullahs, to live up to their commitments.
Iran has threatened to halt negotiations, and the country's top diplomat warned against, quote, interference in Iran's operation of the strait. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Meantime, the search is still on to find survivors, and it's growing harder from last week's deadly earthquakes in Venezuela. The death toll now above 1,400, with tens of thousands of people still missing. Take a look at new drone video showing entire neighborhoods reduced to rubble. This is in a hard-hit coastal city. International search crews, including teams from the U.S. and Mexico, are working through this heavy debris, while residents are calling for more heavy equipment to reach those still trapped. Rescuers have managed to pull a handful of survivors from the collapsed buildings, but those moments are becoming increasingly rare now, 5 days after the quakes. The International Organization for Migration estimates nearly 7 million people could be impacted as relief efforts continue.
Now to news here at home. State Senator Ben Gilmore announcing he will be leaving the Arkansas Senate this week to return to work for Attorney General Tim Griffin. The Republican will resign July 1st and serve as a senior advisor, a role he previously held when Griffin was lieutenant governor. Gilmore also sponsored the Arkansas Protect Act, a sweeping criminal justice overhaul passed in 2023. His departure will give Republicans a 28-6 majority in the state Senate. Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders has yet to call a special election, but Republican Missy Wardlaw has already announced her campaign for the seat after losing the primary for Arkansas House District 94 earlier this year. The governor's office says there is no timeline to announce for a special election. Democratic gubernatorial candidate Fred Love says he would try to halt Arkansas's school voucher program if elected, pledging to stop the state from administering educational freedom accounts and direct that money to public schools instead. Love made the announcement during a debate with Libertarian candidate Colt Shelby, who said he would keep the program but phase in changes to limit its cost. The voucher program was created by state law in 2023, so any attempt to end it through executive order would likely face legal challenges.
Happening today, the Protect Our Rights Coalition is making a final push to collect signatures for a proposed constitutional amendment to preserve Arkansans' ballot initiative process. The group is trying to gather more than 90,000 valid signatures from at least 50 counties before the petitions are due this Thursday. The proposed amendment would protect the rights of Arkansans to propose ballot measures, collect petition signatures, and sign petitions. If the measure qualifies, voters could decide on it on the November ballot. Arkansas is rewarding thousands of educators for strong classroom performance under the LEARNS Act. Nearly 5,000 teachers, school counselors, and library media specialists will receive merit bonuses totaling almost $20 million. The awards recognize student growth, mentoring, and work in high-need areas. The merit pay program was created as part of the state's education overhaul to recognize high-performing educators and encourage them to stay in Arkansas. Bonuses range up to $10,000 with the average payment around $3,300. School districts are expected to distribute the money this week.
If you're looking for a way to give back and enjoy the outdoors, volunteers are needed to help clean up one of Arkansas's most popular destinations. Buffalo National River Partners will host its annual Upper River Cleanup on Thursday, July 9th, from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. starting at the Tyler Bend Pavilion. Volunteers will float a 5.5-mile stretch of the river from Tyler Bend to Gilbert while collecting litter along the way. A limited number of canoes will be available, but participants should bring their own lunch, their own gear, and any other supplies they'll need. Organizers encourage volunteers to sign up now before all those spots are filled up.
You can float the buffalo while helping the environment. Let's check in with Tracy Bean now to find out if the forecast will cooperate.
I think that would be a great thing to do, especially if you don't want to sit at home and you want to get out and about. Go float the buffalo. It's a fantastic way to try to stay a little bit cool. Don't forget the sunscreen again and making sure you're staying hydrated. Today we are going to see that high right around 94 degrees, and by this afternoon we do, it feels like it around 104. Now there's going to be some areas that's going to feel like a little bit more, even 105 to 107. So make sure again you are staying very, very cautious with this heat. It can be a bit dangerous and sneak up on you a little bit. And tomorrow we're going to see those highs again up a degree or two, and it's going to feel like around 105, 106 here in central Arkansas. As far as what we can expect for those rain chances, as I mentioned, there is a chance for a little bit of rain on Saturday, which is the 4th. But don't worry, we're going to talk more about exactly how much we're looking at between now and then coming up.